how can you generate more leads in the real estate world? We're going to be answering that question in today's video. Now, if you stick around until the end of this video, I'll have a list of 30 different lead generation tactics that I've used in my career over my 16 years of selling properties. Now let's get right into it. I'm going to talk about 3 different lead generation tactics that I use today in order to generate the leads that I need to achieve the goal that I set for myself in real estate sales. Now I'm going to share these with you, and feel free to give them a try in your own business. These are not flashy techniques. They're not pay for lead techniques. They're really more about relationship building with the clients that you already have, and also with the business experts that are in your community. Now, the lead generation tactic number 1 that I absolutely love is educating my clients. Now, you're an industry expert. If you're watching this, there's a good chance you have your real estate license or you're about to get it, but your clients are looking to you for information about the market. Now, if you're not the one giving them information about the market, I guarantee you somebody else is. Now, to get a lead to call you, you have to occupy space in their head as the number 1 real estate agent. Okay, it's as simple as that. A lot of companies out there spend a lot of money on advertisement. You can think of Apple or Coca-Cola. They spend tons and tons of money on advertisement so they can occupy the number 1 space in the consumer's mind for whatever category they are competing in. You're in the real estate world. When a consumer thinks real estate in your local market, you want to be number 1 in their head. Now, does that mean that if you live in a city of 1 million people, that you need to be the go-to realtor for all 1 million people? Well, maybe that's your goal, and that's awesome. But for the majority of us out there, being number 1 in 300 or 350 people's heads would be more than enough to supply the leads that we need to achieve the targets that we want to achieve in any given year. So how do you educate people? Well, there's lots of good tools out there today. You've got your social media. You could use your TikTok account, your Instagram, Facebook, your YouTube channel, right? But what I like to do is I like to send comparable properties to whoever's on my list, even if they're not looking to sell. So let's say I have Amy. Amy lives at 123 Main Street. What I'll do is I will call Amy and I will say to her, hey Amy, I'm just, educating all of my past clients, all of my contacts on the real estate market. Would you be open to receiving, updates on the real estate market from time to time? Who's going to say no to that? There's a good chance that they're going to say yes, obviously. And if they say no, no big deal. Just move on to the next contact. What you want to do is you want to look at what has sold on Main Street recently. So imagine that a property has just sold at 231 Main Street. Now, it might have been a sale that happened a few weeks ago, a few months ago. It doesn't really matter. What you want to do is you want to print out that comp or comparable, and you want to put it in an envelope. In the envelope, you also want to put a handwritten note. Hey, Amy, I was just doing research in your local market, and look at this property that sold. It's unbelievable what the real estate market is doing these days. And there's a good chance that Amy saw the sign go up, and there's a good chance that she saw that it sold fairly quickly, especially for the market from 2019 to 2022 right now. It's been pretty hot all over North America. But there's a good chance that she didn't really know the actual sold price, how much the property went for in the end. Now, you as a real estate expert, you are sharing that knowledge with Amy. Now, what do you think is going to happen? The next time that Amy's out shoveling the driveway because there's a lot of snow, or mowing the lawn, or taking out the garbage, or she's interacting with her neighbors, she'll say, hey, my realtor told me that the house at 231 Main Street actually went for X. And then the neighbors are gonna say, wow, that's crazy, I didn't know, because they won't know either. And what do you think if you're sending out 10, 15, 20 of these letters, you've got walking billboards for you. You've got people out there advertising your business. And if anybody is talking about, well, I wonder how much my house is worth, or I wonder, what I could buy in today's market, all those 15, 20 people that you send letters out to will be able to recommend you to their friends and family. And that's how you start generating some reoccurring business. And that's how you start building a business by referral, which I think is the best type of business. It's more interactional. You can, build relationships and have people be educated about the real estate market. It's a great value to your community of clients, and they absolutely will refer business to you if you do a good job of educating them. Now, you could do updates on the market on your Facebook profile. You could start doing YouTube videos about the local real estate market and mailing out a link of that video to your database. This way here, I love it. In 2022, it's so rare for people to receive mail in the snail mail, hand mail, that it's easy to stand out, and I love it. Now, another tactic that I love is building your A-team. Now, what is an A-team? Well, the A-team is going to be anybody that's in your local real estate market that is offering services tied to home ownership, home maintenance, home insurance. You're getting the point here. Anybody that you could refer business to that is tied to the real estate world. Now, who's on this list? Well, you've got a bunch of different professions that you could reach out to, or that you could build strong relationships with. You could think of mortgage brokers. You could think of home inspectors. General contractors. What else could you put on this? I mean, the list goes on and on and on and on. Let's do a few more here. Life insurance. Softwares are planners also give them people. Sorry, that's money manager. $50,000 they put in. Okay, what else do we have here? Mortgage inspectors, home insurance, property managers, real estate lawyers. Okay, so if we went through this list, for a few more minutes, we could probably end up having 30 different professions on this list. But the point I want to get across is that you as a real estate agent, you're always looking for who wants to buy, who wants to sell, who wants to transact in the real estate world. At the limit, you might even be looking for people that want to rent or people that want to rent out their units. But mostly you're looking for people who want to buy or sell. What having this list will do is that, yes, you're also going to educate these people about the local real estate market. And I would suggest that you get the home address for every single buddy on this list, and you also repeat step number 1 and educate them on the local market. But when you're out and about, you won't only be looking for real estate clients. You'll also be looking for opportunities for mortgage brokers, home inspectors, photographers, home insurance people, and your antenna will be much wider than only looking for real estate people. Now, generating leads using this tactic might take a bit longer, but once you start, being the hub for this entire community, well, yes, of course, you'll be sending out opportunities saying, hey, Mr. Mortgage Broker, I've got a guy that wants to buy a property. He's gonna need a mortgage. Hey, Mr. Home Insurance guy, I've got a guy that just bought a property. He would need, I'll put IG here for insurance guy. I've got somebody that's looking for insurance. Why don't you give him a call? Oh, here, Mr. Plumber, I've got somebody that's looking to fix the faucet in their kitchen. It's not working properly. Well, you're sending out business. You are the hub of all these people. You're just sending out a bunch of clients and they're all getting opportunities. what do you think is going to start happening after a while? Well, the plumber will be on an unrelated call and somebody's going to say, yeah, we're just trying to fix the plumbing. We're thinking about selling the property. And you don't know what, people, who people will call before putting their houses on the market or before they start looking for properties. But if you have a team, an A team of people out there just looking for business for you all the time, what do you think is going to happen? You're going to start receiving leads coming in the other way. Now, I don't believe in doing, a favor to expect a favor. That's not the way this works. I'm assuming that everybody on this list that you're referring out is going to be a very competent professional in their industry. And you're winning, yes, because you're referring business to them, and the client that you're referring is winning because they will get a good service from this person. Now, if you end up never getting a lead back from this professional, you're happy because you referred out a good company or a good professional. But if you feel like this person is not sending you business and they could be sending you business, there's nothing wrong with having a good conversation with your home inspector and saying, hey, I've been sending you business for a few years and I've never received any business back from you over those years. Is there a reason for that? Or, do you think that the next time you have an opportunity to refer me out, you'd be able to do so? And they'll let you know, well, I've been sending business to another agent, but yes, for sure, thanks for bringing it up and I'd love to send business to you. If they say no flat out, I don't want to refer you, well, maybe you should get somebody else, but that's a decision you have to make case by case. All right. So I hope you enjoyed that lead generation tactic. It is amongst one of my favorite. All right, now let's get into the third way to generate leads. And this is one of my most favorite ways to generate leads in 2022. That is part of my strategy moving forward. And that would be opening up yourself your own YouTube channel. Now, why are you doing that? Is it to get as many views as possible? No, it's to continue with the theme of, lead generation tactic number 1 and lead generation tactic number 2. It's to deliver value. And what type of value are you trying to deliver? Well, you are a local real estate agent, a local real estate expert. And what you want to do is you want to start delivering value to the local real estate community. Now, YouTube in 2022 might be saturated with influencers and people doing daily vlogs about their trips to Dubai and all over the fancy areas in the world, but it is still very, very unsaturated, meaning there's still not a lot of real estate agents producing local content. And what do I mean by that? If you live in any of the major cities in North America or anywhere in the world, you might see some good content being done for Chicago or New York or LA. But what about your market? What about your specific neighborhood? What about the specific neighborhoods around the area where you live? I'm not talking about a demographic of 2-3 million people. I'm talking about 5,000, 6,000, at the limit 10,000 properties. How can you produce content in that local market so that when people are searching up houses for sale in Chapel Hill, which is a local neighborhood here in Ottawa, who's going to pop up? Well, there's a bunch of people that are searching for that content, but there's really not that many agents that have given themselves the opportunity to produce that content. So in 2022, you can win big on YouTube. And I'm using YouTube because it's my favorite platform to produce content, but maybe for you it's on Instagram or on Facebook. But keep in mind that YouTube is a search engine. It is the number 2 search engine in the world, and it's owned by the number 1 search engine in the world, which is Google. So, I would definitely encourage you to look at this lead generation tactic. That's my strategy moving forward into 2022, incorporating lead generation tactic number 1 and number 2. So, recap. Number 1, educate your clientele. Number 2, build your A team. Start referring business out and you will get business coming back in. And number 3, have a presence online. I'm going to choose YouTube just because it seems to be the space where we can grow in 2022. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed it. That was it for me today. We talked about 3 good lead generation tactics. I said I would share with you a list of 30 different lead generation tactics, and here it is. On the screen, you'll see I've got the list there going from 1 through 30. I've used every single one of these in my business. I don't use every single one of these because I prefer to stick to a few lead generation tactics and concentrate on those. But if you're new in the real estate industry, or if you're just looking to reinvent yourself, try a bunch of these different lead generation tactics. See which one works for you and stick with a few of them. Okay, if you want to join us, this slide here that I just showed to you is part of a course called realtorgoalsetting.com. That's where you would go to register for the event, realtorgoalsetting.com. It's a 1-hour free webinar where we just put in some goals for the next 12 months, 6 months, 3 months, and we put a plan into motion. If you're looking to recommit to your goal, if you're looking to set one for the coming year, this is a webinar you definitely want to attend. Okay, so that'll be the end of this video. Leave a like if you enjoyed. If you feel like I've earned it, consider subscribing to the channel. We do release content on a weekly basis about personal finances, how to generate leads in the real estate world, and how to navigate all the ins and outs of the real estate industry. All right, have a great day, and I'll catch you on the next video. Ciao.